So Zerton asks, is the release date this year?
Aim to be something at like later months of 2019, but I can't really say it like with 100% confidence because sometimes there are downtimes in our development, but it should be good to go.
So how has the
Plan
development
to
been going the past 2 months? Is any like, are you guys on schedule, or any unexpected things
we're pretty
happen?
good. No, we're going pretty much on track. The warships will be done pretty soon, and then it's going to be like ready for like super early playtesting for the balance team pretty soon. For public showing, I'm not sure when exactly, but maybe like in like a month and a half, we could probably be able to show them a bit on stream. But before that, I can't really say much about a public display of the Romans because a lot of unit textures are not done yet, and so what we try to do is like we try to start a unit and just like pick it up and then go to the next unit instead of like making the one model for each unit and then just like making all the units first and then add the other model later, because thanks to the gear system, every unit has to have 5 models. So no gear, one for like uncommon gear, then rare gear, then epic, legendary, and then like each unit has some different attachments for the swords or shields or whatever. So we try to cover everything like we did with the Centurion, and then we move on to the next unit. So that's this like the disadvantage of this system is that it makes them like take longer to be represented as a whole to the public. But the advantage of this is that that helps us keep a uniform visual identity for each unit, since we're all doing them at the same time. If that makes any sense.
So there's no such thing as like reskinning old units to have like the easy way out and build a civilization that way, like we are used from the earlier. Oh well, I mean in earlier Age games, it's was the way to go, right?
Yeah, no, we're trying. No, we're trying to. It's as unique as possible. I mean, obviously there are some similarities or even some like identical animations, but done by the original developers on units like say the warships or Palintonans or battering rams or things like that. So those things, they don't get their own animations, but other stuff, they do have their own animations. Otherwise, it's not going to look very authentic with it.
Yeah, I think that the distinguishing thing about AOEO is that the civs are very unique, and also means lots of creation of lots of new content.
Exactly.
So Striker asked, are you guys at Gamescom this year?
I mean, what do you expect me to say? Yeah, we have a Gamescom, and we're on the number 1 list in the Microsoft conference. Before they do anything, they're going to showcase Project Celeste, and then they're going to carry on with whatever else they had planned. So yeah, I guess that's your answer.
That sounds good. Can't wait.
Yep.
But yeah, will be interesting to see. Certain saying Relic is going to be there, so it's going to be interesting.
That's AoE 4. Yeah,
yep.
AoE 4. Can't say much about AoE 4. Not much public info on it, but yeah, I'm looking forward.
So let's turn into this game. So we have brand new players.
Are you ready?
We've arrived at the the third series? Yes, they're ready. They've been playing. You can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yeah. I was looking at Twitch chat all this time.
We are 4 minutes into the game already, actually, and there has been some spear rushes, but nothing too spectacular. It looks like Recon is able to defend off this Babylonian spear rush. He's playing as the Greeks. He's just aged up. He can make some hypers if he would want to, if he gets some more population. Looks like Warlock is not giving up though. What can you tell me about these two players?
Recon, I mean, I said about Zertan, Recon is also one of the most accomplished players we have in Celeste, but unlike Zertan, he wasn't around in the original AOEO. He was busy playing AOM Titans back then, but then he made an appearance in Celeste and caught pretty much everyone off guard with how good he played. One of the most helpful members of the community. Not only is he part of the balance team, he also is part of the main design team of the Roman civilization, and also creator of new maps in AOEO. I just help him. He's the one. I mean, he's the main person making these maps, like including the one that he's playing on right now. Actually, it's a new map made by Recon.
Yeah. So, what about Warlock?
Let me just finish this. Oh yeah, Warlock. Yeah, go ahead, please. Sure. About Warlock.
Yeah, what do we know about Warlock? Okay, Warlock. He's been around in the old AOEO. He used to be called Rohani, and then he switched to Warlock Hand to match his friend's name Contagion and I think. Okay, he's been streaming a lot. He really likes to play 2v2 with Zeus and Mudleap and Contagion, but he's a very strong 1v1 player. He's been participating in most of the tournaments we've had in Celeste and also in the old game. He played in a bunch of the tournaments. So really old school player.
He is, yes.
That being said, he is not the favorite against Recon just because Recon is just such a good player. Recon has won a tournament before, but it will be interesting to see how he does. So far he's got quite an aggressive opening. He's trying to get enough stone for a town center, but actually built an archery range before that. Maybe because he was a bit scared of high pass coming to the raid. And Recon is trying to attack.
So this is one of the weaknesses of Babylon. If you commit super hard to a spearman rush and you're facing one of the civs that have an anti-infantry, such as Hephaspist or long swordsman, or later on maybe like other units like maybe legionaries or whatever. So one of the weaknesses that Babylon has against these civs is that if you commit too hard to a spearman rush and they get to H2 and start making those units, like you don't have anything from your barracks that can stand against that. Neither spearmen nor shield bearers do anything of Hephaspist. So it's pretty good for a Warlock to get a fast archery range as soon as he hit H2. And interestingly enough, Recon went for an archery range after his barracks, I think. Do you see a stable?
No, I don't think he's actually going for double archery range.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so Warlock pushing in a bit. Recon's counting around.
I like how he is active. Yeah.
That's really smart.
Is going to use the patrol hotkey. It's pretty good on this map, I think. Especially if you get ships for the water. Ooh, Warlock doesn't know about the hunt. Now he does.
Just sees it. And I'm not sure what the force... Okay, so Recon does have 7 at Paspis, and these bowmen are actually... Actually, Warlock is just going straight for the villagers. This one is very low. Would be nice if he could also snipe this one. He's getting 2 villagers so far.
That's pretty good.
Villager count 37 for Warlock against a 35 for Recon. So even though Warlock got his TC up a bit faster, of course there's ox cards. So I see 3 here. I think there's 4 ox cards. So He's one
does
villager
have some
behind.
gardens up too.
He does have
He
a
does
yeah.
have some
He has
gardens.
2 gardens. He is actually building his 3rd and 4th garden now. So catching up in the villager count despite having a slower TC. But Recon is
Very nice.
pushing back.
Yeah, this is a surprising amount of aggression for this matchup from Greeks, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially without any Saris, like it's just a Paspis and Toxotes.
Yeah, it also feels kind of risky
Warlock.
in these low numbers with slingers on the field. Warlock not quite tagging the Toxotes, but
I like how he sent the Spearman just like to go straight towards the Bowman, by the way. Did you see that? He just sent Spearman to ignore the Hypaspis and just get on the Bowman. Because Babylonian Bowmen have quite a good amount of damage, like base DPS. It's one of the highest.
Yeah, and if your Spearmen are hitting a Hypaspis, these Hypaspis have armor.
Even less damage. Yeah, very true.
I think at this point, Recon is just spending his resources a bit better, his bank is a bit lower, and he's also 15 pop ahead now. And look at the army he's already managed to build. He's added a 2nd barrack, so he's now at 2-2 and an armory.
Armory, I see armory, but no upgrades yet. Hopefully one soon.
And Warlock getting pharmacology, so this upgrade costs 200 food from the Ziggurat, and it heals all your units at 1 health per second. What do you think about getting pharmacology this early?
I think it's really good, especially if you want to have skirmishes with the opponent, especially if they're a civ like Greek who has no access to any sort of healing in H2. So if your units don't die and they just regen back, you just take an excellent trade against Greeks, because any damage you put on Greek units in H2 is permanent. Yeah, but Recon needs to be careful, like he's just running around the map with his entire army.
On the other side of the map, there's a small raid coming in, and I don't think Recon has many units. Oh, there's a few here, but nice reaction time.
Good reaction time. Yep.
Sending back his entire army.
Yeah, so now Warlock needs to be careful, because if that Greek army comes back, then run away so easily.
They're coming. Yeah, that's it's gonna be difficult. He is managing to take some more HP of these villagers. Now he has to run back. He's losing a lot of his force. Recon is looking to catch him. Yes, he's setting up the flank. Actually, not much of the initial force remains. But yeah, it looks like Recon will catch him. Very nice pickup.
Yeah, so this kind of like playstyle is good when it does exactly what Recon is doing right now. So if you want to just like suicide units and kill villagers, it's alright for you, but there's a window where you don't have many units. As you in that stage, you need to be really, really careful. By the way, what shield is that on the shield bearers of Warlock? Is that the heroic Spartan one? No.
Yeah, it's a heroic Spartan one.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah, it's like a reflection even. What the hell? This looks really sick.
Yeah.
But there's bigger problems to worry about for Warlock than how his units look.
Yeah.
So both players reaching age 3. I don't think Recon got any champion upgrades yet. He will place down his 3rd town center in a bit. He did get 2 armor upgrades, pierce attack and melee attack, so quite aggressive.
Yeah.
And Warlock is just getting
that's pretty nice, actually.
Resist as his first.
Yeah.
What is nice?
That's getting attack upgrades, because he's being the aggressor on the map. He wants to push in. Yeah, but he does not have any spearmen, right? Recon.
He has 9. And there's a big group of Lancer champions. So Warlock got his champion upgrades a bit faster. Recon is now getting Toxotis champion. I guess also because of the gardens, the upgrades go a bit faster for Warlock in the first place. But he has Bowman champion. He has Lancer champion and he has Spearman champion.
Oh, really? That's very nice. So he can just spam a bunch of bowmen for only wood now.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Actually, he still costs 10 gold, right?
Oh, they do? Really? Are you sure? No, it's only on your screen, I think. Yeah.
I don't remember either.
Actually, that's pretty interesting because I need to double check that. But I'm pretty sure that Bowman Champion, the only change that it did get in PvP mode is that it got its cost reduced by quite a bit.
Oh yeah, now I remember now. Yeah, it's just not displaying for me because also like the train time is incorporated. It says 7 seconds.
Not sure. Look into this.
It's a pretty equal game so far.
Champion. Yeah, Spearman Champion for recon. More snare, more damage.
Yeah, so 75 villagers on both sides. Recon getting a nice amount of economy upgrades. Could upgrade his farms a bit further. Same goes for Warlock. But Warlock also has a bunch of gardens. Not sure how I feel about this garden placement though, building it forward so much. He got agriculture
really good,
and he also got resourcefulness, so he got some conservation.
That's really good. Oh, these lancers. Are those prodromos? Yeah, they are. They are prodromos.
These are 10 prodromos.
So these lancers, lancers cannot be on the map so much anymore because prodromos are faster and they destroy lancers. They do a lot of damage to cav units, so he needs to run away. But Recall also needs to pay attention to his prodromos. He doesn't want to... Oh, he does manage to find these villagers.
Yeah, Warlock is just sneaking on the map on both sides, trying to get this gold. I actually got 1500 from this gold already. I think he was also on this one, yes. Yeah. But right as he got here, Recon denied it.
He's building a watch post there too right now, so he will know.
Yeah, taking some nice map control. I think mostly in terms of markets, like he just not wants Warlock to get markets in the end game. And Recon is always thinking a few steps ahead. But did he foresee this big force crossing the map?
Yeah, probably not, but I have to say though, I'm surprised neither of them got any sort of water presence. He's pushed by Warlock.
That's a good point.
Killing the caravans as they come in, and this small army of recons, I'm not sure if it's wise for him to fight here like this. The almost flying.
These shield bearers are champion.
Like those Tuxoris shots are almost hitting nothing right now, even though you do have bonus against infantry. That 0.80 pierce armor is insane. Oh, he does manage to push him back though. Ooh. Running away from a Greek army is really annoying. Damage. And Prodrome was just pushing you back.
Yeah, so we saw a clear change in strategy. Like they went up to 75 villagers together, and at that point Warlock stopped losing villagers, and Recon went up to 90, and then Warlock pushed in, but did not manage to take a convincing fight, and now he's down 15 villagers. His score dipped a little bit. He does have a bigger army now.
What's his armor you're looking?
He has 4 upgrades, every H2 upgrade. Recon has 6 upgrades. No, 5. He doesn't have shield trim. So quite equal. Recon taking control. Actually, this is Warlock's fort. Will this go up? It's going to be one villager building this. It's going to take a while.
Oh, that one villager, just
3
like
minutes,
that
right?
one we casted with. Yeah. Just like the one that we casted with Adne, that one girl, Celtic girl, trying to solo build a fort on Oasis, and she got it.
And now she's a guy. Babylon.
And from Babylon. Yeah.
We're all inclusive here at Project Celeste.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
Race. race or gender doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Babylonians are a race,
Oh,
right? I mean, it's more than a civilization. It's a way of life.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah, just like lasagna.
So this Prodromos doing some nice damage, killing off the garden.
But he's bleeding them off. Like, not sure how I feel about that. And his Q is empty, but I guess that's because he's maxed.
Yeah, he is maxed.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. No amount of Celtic or Babylonian guys or girls can build this fort. Oh, damn, they're dead. Is Warlock responding? Oh, he's just sending Lancers. Yeah, this is what I was about to say. Like, Lancers are nice, but not when you have Prodromos defending against them. I would, like, try to mix in at least some mounted archers with them.
Exactly, I was thinking the same. Where are the mounted archers?
I don't see any. I don't see any spearmen either, so, like, Prodromos, you need, they don't die as easy as they used to. Like, in one of the earliest patches in Celeste, Prodromos got 20 pierce armor, so I mean they do have less HP than your average cav, but still you don't really want to have like non-anti-cav against them because their DPS is so high.
Yeah, and Recon is right now sitting at 30 Prodromos, so there's really some anti-cav warranted here.
Yeah, for sure. Are those chariot archers? Did I see chariot archers?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and we have a big fight in the middle. The Prodromos are coming on the left for a flank. Oh, these units are just running. And there's a fort here as well.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Shield bearers are gonna hold the line for a bit, but then once they fall, are not really.
There's still 2 spearmen left, but overall not the best trade for Warlock. And he's going to retreat to the side. He still has control over this side, therefore did not get that fort up. But that was a really nice fight for Recon, and I do see some rams in queue, so there is a proxy siege workshop here. Nice siege walls here.
Paying tribute to Eerie. He's one of the pioneers, guys. One of the pioneers of proxy rams. Whenever you see random rams in your base, you can thank Eerie for making it possible. And now Recon is just sending in his units. Warlock is retreating. I think that's a wise decision.
I had to look up
just
the
reading chat. I read the chat.
You see me lurking in the chat. Okay, so we have 4 rams on the side. There's H4s in queue. He did get the academy tag for faster tax.
Philosophy is so good. Like, it's I think it's in the list of top 5 most underrated techs in the game. Like, minus 40% on your research rate is like having 11 or 10 Babylonian royal gardens in H2. Really, really good. Because it also affects your age up time.
Yeah, so he's already H4. You click it and it goes really fast. Let's see if he decides to get some H4 units. We do have these 4 rams.
But they are upgraded walls there.
Yeah, look at how fast they...
How did that rose get? There's like, hey rams, I'm on the other side already.
Yeah, over here. Fending off some spearmen. This is a hero.
Yeah, and that TC is not going to survive, I think, if he doesn't respond. Yeah, 4 rams hammering away at the TC. Now he's trying to send some villagers to repair it, but I'm not sure if repairing alone is going to be enough. You need to send something to kill the rams. And now Recon is putting pressure on the right side while his market line is completely safe.
I think he's mixing in a few more spearmen here. And he's doing a bit better. This fight actually doesn't look too bad, but keep in mind that Recon is H4. Not sure how I feel about this market next to the walls. Like the wall, I think the walls can see it. Yeah. Actually, there's a watch post
Wrong
here.
walls, man. Wrong walls. Yeah, those are the wrong colors. But maybe he can wall in the wall. So
It's
like
always a good idea. It's like one bubble set, scout to scout.
double protection. Yeah, yeah. But now he's sending these lancers. That's like one of the best moves he can do right now. Just buy himself some time.
And Recon transitioning over to Hippocon, so there's only 3 Prodromos left. Did get a Peloton in here. But
I mean, why not? Why not? You don't see any mounted archers.
yeah, but that makes roaming the map for these lenses a bit easier again because there's less Prodromos.
Yeah, but look at those Prodromos, they look so good.
Oh, I was thinking about the Hippocons looking good. They look like the golden Hippocons.
Yeah. They do great. They look great. But
they look like the golden
actually...
Hippocon advisory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They do. Maybe Recon is cheating. Is he training them from his fortress?
Is this a hacker? No, it's not.
What the hell?
We're all hacking is not allowed in the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, it's not allowed anywhere, you would think.
So lots
especially not in tournaments.
Lots of upgrades in the queue for Recon. He's getting Prodromos Champion, H4 melee attack in the armory.
Huh?
Looks like he already got...
Did he only have... Did he ever make a second armory, or is he just queuing from the one that he had?
Yeah, he just has the one.
I mean, it's fine. Philosophy, it's almost like having two. Yeah, but these Hippocons, like, how do you respond to this? Yeah, that's how we respond to this. GG.
Yeah, GG. Warlock forced to tap out.
Yeah, I think the early game was pretty equal, but then it was kind of a question of unit comps. More anti-cav for Warlock.
Yeah, I agree. The anti-cav...
those Prodromos had like too much free reign for the most part. And interestingly enough, nobody took any kind of water control. I would expect one of them to get a dock at least, but... Alright, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Sorry if a phone call to take. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Take it away, please.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, let's quickly check these stats, guys. Ask the guys for the map. So did I mention the vetoes for these guys yet? I don't think I did. Warlock said he did not want to veto any maps or civs. Recon vetoed Coastal and vetoed Warlock's Persia. So at the end, Warlock sitting at 67 villagers to the 101 with this beautiful market line. 132. I think that's... not sure if that's before or after the upgrade. He has the upgrade, but I'm not sure if these caravans were already incorporated, already carrying the larger amount. And overall, yeah, classic Recon game. Just he likes to play safe. He's not a very aggressive or risky player, and I guess in this game he played a bit more risky with the skirmishes and fighting with the... One second, let me check if the map that Warlock is picking. Okay. So Warlock actually picks Lowland Groves, and Lowland Groves, it's also it's part of the 5 new maps that Recon made, and it's basically Black Forest, but a bit with a bit more space in it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be playing Norse against the Persia of Recon. Let's quickly check these stats. Yeah, so very equal in villagers, and here is that moment I was talking about where both sitting at 75 villagers. Warlock decided to stop producing them. Actually, he lost a few as well. But Recon likes to play the high villager game.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Just checking the stats here. Recon gathering 20,000 more, getting almost double the amount of tax.
Oh my lord.
So this is all mainly at the end, I think. But Recon he really got out of control with his larger economy. Like this period, actually the last 10 minutes of the game, having a 20 to 30 villager lead just allowed him to overpower.
Like you said, making villagers and made a bigger army, but then couldn't fight, and then from there, Recon's extra villagers just snowballed.
That's exactly.
What's the next map? Did anybody choose yet?
Yeah, so the next map will be Lowland Groves, and Warlock will play his Norse against the Persia by Recon. I'm gonna be right back as well.
Alright. If anybody has any questions in the chat, please ask away. Happy to answer. Recon is abusing his maps. No. I don't think he is. If he was abusing his maps, he would dox. He would be making docks on Watering Hole, but he didn't. He only took the middle island after he got like H4. Yeah, Recon says it's his first time playing on his own maps. That's he spent countless amounts of time testing the map, seeing if it spawns properly, but never an actual match on it.
And now we will see how he will play it. Why I saying in the chat first time I'm playing them. Kappa Banhammer. Oh god, the blue name is on the left, the player is on the right. I'll just keep it like this. Let's see if we can take a quick peek at the brackets for you guys. So, Certain winning, Area winning. Recon is now playing against Warlock, and the winner will play against Erie. And then the last series after this will be Striker against Crimson, and the winner of that series will play against Certain. So again, the tournament, single elimination. If you lose a series, you're out of the tournament. Let's get into this next game. So, with Warlock, he picked this map, so it's as I said, basically Black Forest, but with a bit wider chokes. So instead of having 3 small chokes, the 3 chokes are a bit bigger. And I guess the map is a bit more open.
Can you hear me again? Sorry,
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I think my voice cut off for a bit because I forgot I have Discord open on a browser tab. I closed it.
Yeah, I didn't hear you if you were.
Again.
Okay. No, it's all good.
Okay. I just can't see your screen right now, but that may be because of my Discord. I think you need to restart the screen share.
Okay, let's restart the call. Hello?
I think it's loading now. Not sure yet.
That should be good.
Sure.
Right, so yeah, Warlock picking his Norse, going for fast barracks. I think the first Spearman is about to come out. Recon playing Persia, doing going for 2 storehouses. Might be fast archery or a slow barracks. I think he's actually has 6 villagers on food. Is he going town center first? What a map,
6
man.
villagers on foot sounds like an archery range opening to me.
He's getting stone already. I think he's...
Oh, okay, yeah. Greedy. If there's one map to be greedy and defensive on, it's this one. Since you can... Not a whole lot of... flanking routes for the enemy.
So how do you feel about an archery first opening as Persia? We don't see many people do it. I think Persia has played a lot, but many people just go for the Sparabara.
Yeah, I really like doing it. I like if you see your opponent not going for like fast stables in this matchup, for example, which not a whole lot of people do, I think opening archery is pretty nice. But you have to be careful, because if you open archers and your opponent gets raiders or dogs even, then you cannot attack with your bowman. You can only defend. So, like, that's one of the things that I learned the hard way when I was playing against the Mista, like last year, I think. Like when I was preparing for the tournament, we played some Persia versus Norse games, and he scouted me. And like when he saw me opening archer range, he would like not get a barracks, but instead he would get dogs and raiders. And then my bowmen were utterly useless. So I had to adapt. Like if I saw him get either of those units, then I had to adapt and make spearmen. So you have to be careful with that. But otherwise, having some bowmen to defend against spearmen is really good. And then you can even go on the offensive with them. If you have your scout with your bowman, you can send him forward for the bowman and just fire away at the enemy. I think you need 6 to one-shot a villager. So, and this is really nice building placement by Recon. Forcing the spearmen to just take the worst route possible to attack. Does he have 8 tent? I can't see. Yeah, I think
one villager went down already.
Ooh, second one. Okay, he saves it. But, yeah. Or Warlock to just attack the villagers instead of the TC, because there's no way you can stop that from being built. But now he's to run away.
Did get one
TC
villager.
Fire.
And Warlock is nowhere near getting a town center. He needs 50 more stone only, actually.
Okay. It's not a bad idea to contain your opponent on this map with Norse, with towers.
No, not at all. Maybe we will see that, but...
yeah, he's getting hunting dogs too, which is really good.
I mean, especially in this spawn, I mean, that's just like a small area you need to cover. The gold is in also like very much in the front. No, it's not in the front, but it's far from the TC. It's on the side, like a tower here would maybe deny it, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good spot for a tower. Actually, like it's the perfect empty spot, empty area for a tower. And that second TC is really covering nothing extra for Recon, like line. It's not covering extra gold, extra stone, extra food, anything.
Well, he was he was forced to make his town center in a safe position to prevent it from getting denied. But Warlock has map control, and he could place his town center a bit better, I feel, than this position.
Yeah,
here, or here even, or maybe close to his base and just go for this gold mine. But still.
Another point about Recon's TCs is that none of them fit much for trade route. So if this game goes longer, TC to be in one of the corners of the map, because otherwise there's no way he's gonna get anything more than like a 50 or 60 gold route for his caravans for either of his TCs. And interestingly enough, he does get Asabara. But Asabara and Bowman, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But in his defense, Warlock has no raiders, so Asabara are good.
But just as you say that Warlock slapped down a stable, I think we should be seeing a third production building from these players soon.
Expect it to be a barracks for both of them.
Yeah, me too.
So Recon is making his Asabara, but he's not really utilizing them defensively yet. Does Warlock know about the Asabara? He will know now. Yeah, but he's attacking into 2 TCs, and that's not very wise, I feel. You can't heal, and the TCs both do, like, how much damage is it? Is it 24, I think? 24.
I think it's 25 per hit and 30. Oh, so yeah, it's
okay.
it attacks once per second, so yeah, 24. DPS and
like
damage.
The DPS and DPH of the TC is the same.
So lots of buildings going up. Another barracks, one more stables, and an armory at 7.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I've been noticing more and more early armories, a lot, to be honest. Like recently, I think one of the people who like popularized this was Carnage. I remember him getting a lot of early armories in his most recent games on streams.
Yeah, his magic number is the 9th minute mark to go for an armory. So this is even by Carnage standards an early armory. Let's see if he actually gets an upgrade immediately, or how long it takes him.
Which one do you think he gets?
I think melee damage would be
probably the wisest choice. Yeah.
He's kind of in a food crisis right now. Can't afford all these raiders and villagers at the same time. Not with this hunt denied. But did you see this? Recon going for H3 and a second stables. So
mounted archers?
Mounted archers. Actually, the map is quite big still, even though it's choky. There's still lots of running around you can do with fast units.
What do you think Recon is going to do with his H3?
Mounted archers, I would say. Maybe immortals. That would be really cool to see.
That's what I was getting at. I was thinking that if he gets immortals, there's like basically nothing that Warlock has against them in H2. Pretty okay with every H2 Norse unit, but let's see. I mean, Recon getting a second stable does make me think that he's probably gonna focus a bit more onto mounted archers. And no barracks, so...
He did not gather a lot of stone. I think he's getting a Asapara champion in a bit.
So it's one of the best chant techs. An all-around one. Health, speed, damage, like SKS.
Oh, we just got a donation. Libo donating $5.
Nice.
Did not enter a message. Thanks a lot for your donation. We will put that towards the next tournaments. So as you can see on the screen, we are saving for a big release, big Roman release tournament. So Romans are expected to launch at the end of this year, and by that time we would like to have a big tournament, and of course are reliant on donations for that. So thanks a lot for donating, Libo. And I think this is like your 5th donation so far. I went through the list before.
That it's not his first time. Thank you so much, and personal thanks from Caesar and Pompey for your donation. For the glory of the Roman Empire, yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone else wants to contribute to future tournaments, there's a link in the stream description, and also if you're watching this on YouTube, then also in the description there will be a link. Raiding on all sides of the map, these raiders are actually killing some villagers. 810 is not going to be enough.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Where is Recon's army? But yeah, this is a very disorganized situation, and I'm not sure who's getting the better end of this deal.
Very smart move by Recon here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Very smart move by Recon to build this 3rd town center in this corner instead of in the middle, so he can get a nice market route later on in the game.
Exactly, yes.
But this is a lot of raids. Let's get a villager count. 64 for Recon against the 48 for Warlock, so it looks like he did a lot of damage actually.
Yeah, and maybe Warlock fell behind. I mean, look at the surplus of food he has. That's so much food he has.
I guess Recon also has the same amount of food.
Yeah, but he's ahead in villagers. That's what I was trying to say.
That's true.
Yeah, those are immortals, right? I think I saw immortal camps.
Yeah, there's 3 immortal camps on the field right now. We already have 11 immortals.
Oh damn! Yeah. So Warlock really needs to start thinking of a solution for those immortals.
I don't think he
Because
knows about them yet.
and this choky map, immortals are better because like once you get enough of them, they can just act like bowmen. Before you can even touch them, they can attack you with the ranged attack and do a lot of damage. It's just adding the army of recon. Did he ever use his armory, by the way, Warlock?
Oh, yeah, he got it on very early. He's getting his second armory upgrade right now, so armory has been up for 5 minutes. It's got 2 upgrades, so 3 minutes of idle time. Starting to sound like the Mr. Fuck. How did these raiders get in? Oh, this is part of the finisher. But now they are trapped. So we have 7 Asabaras against 8 raiders, and yeah, you can take that fight. Asabaras are too good. But is this the way out? Actually, Recon is
champion
pushing.
Asabaras, by the way.
Looks like
First champion, by the way? I think it is.
a raider died there. Yeah, he got the champion upgrade as well. Let's see if he got an
Yes,
armory. He did. No upgrades yet though. So, 2 upgrade lead for Warlock, who also went to H3 now. Just spent a lot of resources on going to H3 and now finds himself with a huge army in front of his base. And I think there's gonna be a lot of losses here. Oh my god.
How do you... It's not even too far off his own base, so... That Persian army is starting to look really scary.
Yeah,
how do you deal with immortals as Norse, by the way, in your opinion? How would you deal with immortals?
I think overall raiders do not perform that bad against them, and I think the main answer is also bowmen.
And Norse bowmen are really good, lots of damage.
Not sure about throwing X-Men. I mean, right now the throwing X-Men are directly hitting the immortals. Well, there's still some cat in front tanking, so it's not going too bad for Warlock. He is falling behind a bit though. 20 villagers down. There's a fort going down in front of his base. I think reinforcements for Recon will... oh, there's a cav force here on the side. Looks like it tried to attack this wall.
Sandwich now, Warlock. You need to be careful. Uh-oh. That's tough. That stings. He needs to go back. Then resources too. Everything, so does have a fighting chance still.
I think your voice is kind of cutting away a bit. What did you say about the resources?
I said that Warlock is hurting a bit on resources. He's low on pretty much everything, but he is nicely spending everything that he has, so...
Yeah, he's doing a nice job. He needs to make some more villagers. Some of the TCs have been idle for a bit. He is H3 now. He needs to get up his third town center. Oh, this is too late. It's not looking really good. He's now down 60 population.
Yeah, that Persian army is really scary for Warlock right now. Immortals, Asabara, mounted archers, so many ranged units.
Oh, and Pop and Jimbo asked when did Black Forest get into the map pool? It's this is not Black Forest. It's based on Black Forest, but it's an improved version of Black Forest called Lowland Groves, made by Recon himself. He's currently showing us how you play on this map. Apparently, you make a lot of immortals.
Yeah, lots of immortals, and so when you want to play against Persia as Norse, one thing you want to do when you start your H3 is start making some archery ranges. So by the time you hit H3, oh, there's the GG by Warlock. And I can't really blame him. Like, look at the army that's knocking on his door. That huge Persian death ball.
Yeah, I can't blame him either.
Yeah. Well, that's a 2-0 for Recon. Really well played, both matches. aggressive, just taking map control and eventually overpowering his opponent. Well played.
Yeah, let's take a look at these stats. So, what did you think about the opening of both these guys? Recon going for fast town center, town center first even.
That's an excellent choice. I think that's an excellent choice because Norse cannot have a super early spearman rush. Like they simply cannot have it because the distribution of their resources, even if you invest so much in your barracks being built early, it's still going to be a bit later than other civs. So Recon to consider that, and especially combined with the fact that this map is really close and choky, he invested in a super fast TC, and it paid off for him. And Warlock, he had a nice start. He could put some pressure on Recon and kill some villagers while they were building the TC, but then I think he started to fall off a bit. He didn't put enough pressure. I mean, he just played from behind all game long. Like he just did the same thing that Recon did, but later. So he was always playing from one footstep behind. And then Recon went into H3, close, got its third TC, got a huge army, then pushed in, and he could never be stopped by the Norse army. Optimal Acorn saying in the chat that Hargers can be good with bows, and yeah, I was gonna say the same. You want to have some Hargers in front because they have both pierce armor and infantry armor, so they are resilient to both types of Immortals attacks. And then you want to have some raiders in front of the Hargers, so the Immortals attack them first, doing no bonus damage. And then you have bowmen at the back. Ooh. On death and decay on the enemy Immortals.